Alright guys, so today we're going to be checking out the brand new JVC Xtreme Xplosives true wireless earbuds. And more specifically, this is the HAXC90T model. Now this pair does come in at $200, but I'm going to go ahead and say that this has become my favorite pair of truly wireless earbuds to listen to. Now coming in at $200, a lot of people are going to be looking for active noise canceling, which this pair does not have, but it doesn't mean it lacks when it comes to features. So we're going to check out some of those features, what you get inside the box, and why I feel it's worth the $200 price tag. Now, as far as some of the features, these are using 12mm drivers. They also have a Class 1 Bluetooth 5.0, which basically means you're going to get a little bit more range out of using these, where you don't have to worry about them dropping out. In fact, most Class 1 Bluetooth devices, you can get up to 100 feet. Now, as far as the Bluetooth codecs, it has aptX, AAC, and SBC playback, and I didn't notice any kind of dropouts. I didn't notice any kind of lag with movies or videos, and I did have a slight lag with some mobile gaming, but that's kind of to be expected if you're going to be gaming on a mobile device. Now, as far as the connection itself, these are using the TWS Plus connection, which basically means your device is connecting to each earbud individually. So it's not having it where one earbud is relying on the other, and that's also allowing you to have a much more stable connection, but it's also allowing you to use each earbud individually without having any issues either. Now, as far as the IP rating, they come in rated at IP55. So they are water and dust resistant. So this is a pair that you're going to be able to use out and about, not have to worry if it rains or if you're somebody that sweats heavily. But this is still not a pair that you can submerge into water. But on top of that, these are also shock resistant as well. So if you do happen to drop them, you don't have to worry about your earbuds getting damaged. Now, as far as what you're getting inside the box, you are getting the usual small, medium, and large silicone ear tips. And with this pair, it's very important to get the right ear tip. Not only to get the right sound, because of the size of these, it's important to get the right fit so that the earbuds will stay in your ears. Now, as far as the charging cable, it comes with a USB-C cable, and the battery life on these are easily some of the best, if not the best, that I've seen on a pair of true wireless earbuds. On the earbuds themselves, you're going to get around 15 hours before even needing to charge them. Now, the charging case gives you a total of 45 hours, but that 15 hours on a single earbud is very impressive. Now, if you do happen to pick the earbuds up and they are dead, it is very nice that it has a fast charge feature where a 10-minute charge will get you 90 minutes worth of use. Now, that's kind of on the lower end, but it is nice that they have a fast charge option. Now, moving over to looking at the case is definitely on the larger side. This is not going to be pocketable for a lot of people wearing skinny jeans, and it's going to kind of look like you're concealing something pretty impressive while it's in your pocket because of the design of it. Now, the case itself is not a Qi wireless charging case, and in this price range, this is definitely a feature that I wish that these had. Now, on the bottom, you can see your USB-C input for charging. Right next to that, you have 4 indicator lights so that you can kind of gauge how much battery life is left on the case. And then these actually have a push button, which basically unlatches and has the case kind of slide out, which is holding the earbuds. And I personally like this design. I like the fact that there is a key ring on here because I think they're acknowledging that this is not as pocketable as some other cases, and they're giving you that key ring feature so that you can hook it onto a bag or a zipper and not have to keep them in your pocket. Now, moving over to looking at the earbuds, it's definitely fitting the theme of the larger case because the earbuds are also on the larger side. Now, the reason this may be an issue if you're looking for a pair for going to the gym or working out or anything like that, this is not the easiest pair to keep in your ears. Now, if you're just sitting at your desk or laying in bed or, just kind of casually walking around, they'll stay in completely fine. But I noticed with quick movements, because of the weight on the outside of the earbud and because of the design of the earbud, these can fall out easily. But they are designed this way on purpose. To be able to get the bass that they're trying to produce, you need to have that much space in your earbud. but you also need to have it to where it has a funnel type design, which is allowing a little bit more air in the bass, and that's keeping the bass from just taking over everything else. But we'll talk about that in a second when we talk about the sound. Now, as far as the controls on here, these do use touch controls, and I'm happy to say that you can control everything. On top of having your play, pause, skipping your tracks forward, going backwards, and even volume control, you can also switch these into ambient mode, and you can also turn your bass boost on and off, all from the earbuds itself. Now, we'll talk about the bass boost when we talk about the sound, but I do want to say the ambient feature on here is also some of the best that I've heard. Whenever you switch it into ambient mode, your music volume goes down quite a bit, and then the microphones are pulling in all of your surroundings so that you can carry on a conversation, you can hear traffic if you're out and about, and it does a very good job with this. Now, as far as the microphones on here, they are also using the CVC 8.0 technology, and I think they do a very good job of focusing in on my voice and blocking out my surroundings during phone calls. But you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here.
Alright guys, so here is a mic test using the JVCs. I think it does a fairly good job of picking up my voice. I feel like it's a little on the digital side, but for the most part, I think this will be fine for most phone calls. And so now here is a mic test with the crowd noise being played, which you can hear here. And so this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public.
So now let's talk about the sound. The sound is what makes these my absolute favorite pair of truly wireless earbuds. I personally am a bass head, but I am also one of those people that I don't want bass to take over everything else. I think if you're going to have bass that has that subwoofer type feel, I mean, this is picking up very low frequencies, and it just has a really good response. It has an airiness to it, so it doesn't feel like it's right here just jamming and a bloated sound at all. It feels very open, very spacious, which allows the mids and the treble to still come through extremely clear. I had no issues with hearing vocalists. I had no issues with picking apart instruments. And then I didn't feel like these were built towards a certain genre either. I felt like they sounded obviously great with hip hop and pop. But when I listen to metal or rock or even acoustic, something completely different than mainstream type music, it still sounded excellent. I didn't feel that at any time it had the bass doing so much that it just destroyed anything. It was just a pleasure to listen to. Now, I'm always looking for pairs that works with all genres because that's what I listen to. There's not one genre that I'm geared towards. So it's nice to have something that handles everything. The sound stage and the sound imaging on these were completely impressive because most dynamic earbuds close in a little bit. And because of the way that these are designed, like I said, it's for a purpose. It's allowing a spaciousness in the bass. So it makes you feel like you're in a much larger environment, and you can tell where instruments are coming from. You can tell where subtle sounds are coming from. The volume gets loud. You don't necessarily have to have these in bass boost mode to still get a lot of bass. So if you are an audio purist, you don't want to look at these because they are always bass heavy. They're always dynamic. The treble's even turned up quite a bit to bring out a lot of details. So if you like a flat sound signature, I'm not really sure why you would be looking at a pair that's called Xtreme Xplosives anyway. But outside of all of that, I do have a couple of cons with these. One is the fact that there's no Qi wireless charging on the case. Now, in this price range, this is just something that I'm used to seeing. I don't feel like these are geared towards people with an active lifestyle because I feel like with using these at the gym or running, you may have an issue with these falling out. And then my only other con is the fact that there's no app, there's no way to EQ these. You're just getting the sound out of the box, which I'm a huge fan of, but I don't think this is going to be a pair for audio purists. But outside of that, I absolutely love these. I love the bass that's coming out of them. I haven't felt this kind of bass out of any pair of true wireless earbuds, and let alone still have the clarity that these offer and a lot of the features. In fact, the battery life, I haven't seen anything close to that either. This is just a very impressive pair. I know it's a little on the pricier end, but I'm one of those that I'm more than happy to pay for audio quality, which I feel like these deliver on. So I definitely think it's worth the $200 price tag. But guys, that's my video on the brand new JVC Xtreme Xplosives. Like I said, this is the HAXC90T model. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.